Welcome to Transfer Thursdays, or just knowing me, this will be late, so Transfer Thursdays on a Friday. Before we start though, if we can get 2.7 thousand likes, that'd be great. Now, it's been 2 weeks, so there's a lot of transfers that we're missing. I can't promise that all of them are going to be covered, but let's just go through some of them. So, the Mafia wins yet again. After so many weeks of uncertainty, Dusan Vlahovic has moved to Juventus for 81 million. Since the 2020-21 season, Vlahovic has burst onto the scene for Fiorentina. He scored 21 goals last season, and this season he has 17, and we have just barely gone over the halfway mark. His goal-scoring stats are incredible, but what needs to be talked about more is how he scores some of his goals. He has a special quality where in the middle of a delivery, he can readjust his positioning to get the best strike on goal. Vlahovic can also play deep, which means he can draw in defenders, giving more space to other attackers. Juventus signed their new striker until 2026. Brazilian striker Cabral takes Vlahovic's space for 14 million on a 4-year deal. He scored 27 goals in 31 appearances for Basel, and another 13 goals in 12 appearances in Europe. Fiorentina have done some good business this window. Despite losing Vlahovic, they've brought in 3 signings for just under 30 million. And Fiorentina fans, don't worry about buying a new shirt. The club is allowing fans to replace Vlahovic's name on their shirts. Porto make a huge profit having bought Luis Diaz for just 7 million as he arrives at Anfield for 45 million until 2027. This season in 18 appearances, he has 14 goals and 4 assists, and in the Champions League he has 2 more goals. This man has incredible dribbling ability and can pretty much win every single 1v1. With Takumi Minamino being quite underwhelming, Luis Diaz could be that difference maker off the bench or whenever Liverpool land in injury town. So, we really got cucked by Newcastle, huh? I'm gonna go end it all now. Newcastle continue their spending spree with by far their biggest acquisition yet. Bruno has been impressing since the very beginning of his senior career. Expect this man to be an immediate difference maker. Newcastle did try and purchase Robin Gosens only to be cut by Inter. Gosens joins the Nerazzurri on loan with an obligation to buy for 25 million. He's been pretty quiet due to a thigh injury in September. However, he has 29 goals and 21 assists in 157 matches for Gasparini's Atalanta. One of the most underrated left backs in the world, and Inter are gonna love this man. Ever since his 17-goal season in 2019-20 for United, Anthony Martial has been awful. He hopes a loan move to Sevilla rejuvenates his form. Welcome home, Adama Traore. This machine of a man is second in the entirety of Europe when it comes to dribbles per game. However, the problem has always been his finishing. He did impress in his debut against Atleti though, assisting once. Xavi claimed he wanted someone with a mix of verticality and that Barcelona DNA. It'll be fun seeing how Adama turns out in the new era Barcelona. Everton finally fired the fat Spanish waiter, and they've brought in Frank Lampard, who was the former Chelsea coach. And with the signing of a new coach comes 2 new signings in the midfield as well. 25-year-old Dele Alli on a free, and 24-year-old Donny van de Beek on loan. Donny finally might actually play after being used as a crowd-pleaser signing. Since Antonio Conte's arrival, Giovanni Lo Celso hasn't seen much playtime, so out he goes to territory that saw another former Spurs player thrive: Villarreal. He stays until the end of the season, and Villarreal have an option to buy. Arsenal's Callum Chambers moves to Aston Villa on a free for 3.5 years. Charlotte Amad Diallo is loaned out to Rangers for the rest of the season. The 19-year-old didn't wait to make things happen, scoring for his new club in just 5 minutes. Right back Daniel Voss joins Atleti for 2.7 million until 2023. With Atleti losing Kieran Trippier, they bring in a highly versatile... Never mind. Charlotte making moves again. They buy Karol Swiderski for 5 million on a 3-year deal with another year option. He scored 11 goals in 2 straight seasons for his former club and has another 5 in 9 caps for Poland. 24-year-old center back Ferro from Benfica goes on loan to Hajduk Split, and there is an option to extend that loan for another season. 30-year-old striker Terence Boyd goes from Hallescher FC to FC Kaiserslautern for 250k as he joins for 2.5 years. 33-year-old left back Pierre Bengtsson joins Djurgården from Copenhagen for 300k as he signs until 2023. 26-year-old striker Erkan Kara from Rapid Vienna joins Orlando SC for 800k and he stays until 2024. After 4 years with NYCFC, Jesus Medina travels to the land of Natashas. Basel center back Erat Komert joins Valencia for 800k and he joins until 2026. So with that out of the way now, it's time for the deadline day signings, baby. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from the very start of his Arsenal career was one of the most clinical strikers. strikers. But when came the time to extend his contract, Josh Kroenke must have laced the paper with a drug that causes one to lose all sense of goal-scoring ability. Despite his recent troubles and shenanigans, I will miss Aubameyang. 68 goals in 128 appearances, and throughout the 2019-20 season, he practically helped us not relegate. Alba, it's been real. Please take care of Barcelona, as his contract is terminated and joins the Blaugrana until 2025. Antonio Conte finally makes some signings, and this one's Rodrigo Bentancur from Juventus. He signs until 2026, and the price was 19 million, and he also impressed as a substitute on his debut. Dejan Kulusevski is another player arriving at Tottenham. Spurs have an obligation to buy if Kulusevski scores a certain amount of goals in his 18-month loan spell. Tottenham have been exceptional defensively, but in terms of their attack, it still needs a lot of work. So hopefully Kulusevski, well, hopefully for Spurs fans, not me, not me at all, you know. But Spurs fans are hoping that Kulusevski can add a little bit more firepower to that underwhelming Spurs attack. Alas, Man City have purchased a striker. Julian Alvarez is everything Pep Guardiola wants in a striker. He had 18 goals for River Plate as a false 9. The transfer reminds me of the Gabriel Jesus signing a few years ago. His contract lasts until 2027. 6'7" Dan Burn from Brighton joins the Magpies for 2.5 years. Funnily enough, his aerial ability is not his strongest attribute. It's his composure. But Newcastle are hoping to build a stronger defense with this acquisition that cost 15 million. Not enough people talk about Romain Favre, and his 15 million move to Lyon will finally show the world what he's capable of. Favre has an ability to progress play with his direct dribbling and defense-splitting passes that most can't replicate. Currently, in 21 appearances, he has 7 goals and 5 assists for Stade Brestois. He signs until 2026. Tanguy Ndombele has had it pretty rough at Spurs. There's no doubting his talent, but when you as a player sign for a club and have to constantly adapt to different managers, it's no easy task. Ndombele returns to where he first broke out as a star, Lyon, and he joins on loan until the end of the season with an option to buy for 38 million. Did you know that Burnley's current leader in XG with a minimum of 900 minutes is defender Ben Mee? And with Chris Wood gone, obviously Burnley are going to need a new tall striker. And this is where Wout Weghorst comes in. 14 million was the price, and he stays for 3.5 years. For Wolfsburg, he scored 20 goals in 34 appearances, and Burnley fans are hoping that he creates a little partnership with Maxwell Cornet. Wolfsburg get a quick replacement in Jonas Wind from Copenhagen for 12 million. In the Danish Superliga, he had 15 goals and 8 assists, and he joins until 2026. Braga's left mid Galeno joins Porto for 9 million. Galeno has 6 goals in 6 Europa League appearances, and another 3 goals along with 3 assists in the Portuguese leagues as he joins until 2026. Juventus were seeking some reinforcements in the midfield, and they get their man, Swiss international Dennis Zakaria for 8 million until 2026. Former Tottenham midfielder Marcus Edwards moves to Sporting CP for 7.6 million until 2026. It's a big deal when a Serie B player joins Serie A midway through the season. It's an even bigger deal when that player goes to Juventus. Federico Gatti has been Serie B's biggest breakout star, and he moves to Turin for 7.5 million. However, he'll be loaned back to Frosinone for the rest of this season. 19-year-old right back Ignaz van de Bremt joins RB Salzburg from Club Brugge for 5 million as he joins until 2026. Reynildo was huge for Lille in the Champions League, but unfortunately he's off to Atleti for 3 million and signs until 2025. Atlena's dynamic fullback George Bello joins Arminia Bielefeld for 1.8 million, and he stays in Germany for 4.5 years. Sunderland bring a player who saved this club many years back countless times in Jermaine Defoe as he joins on a free until the end of the season. And that's are all the transfers for this video. Was it every single one of them? No, but you know, I have a video essay I'm working on. I had to make this a little bit shorter, okay? But a massive shout out to all our patrons, of course. Janos Balas, Alex Rod, Daniel Ortiz, Edgar A.S., Joseph Bonfante, Lacazette Goat, Nguyen Mintang, The Motor Drive, Victor, Dominic Griffin, Emmett Shea, Lewis, Joe Gallagher, Tomicus, Andres Was Never Here, Big Bird, Cash Getty, Igzo, Casa, Mark Morcos, and Nathan Trong. If you'd like to join the Patreon, there'll be a link down below and in the annotation up there. You can follow my Twitter if you'd like, follow my Instagram too, follow my TikTok, trying to get to 6,000 there, and of course you can follow my inactive Twitch. But until then, I'll see you guys.